You know, we all love a good classic adventure story, right? You've got a hidden map, a mysterious journey, and of course the promise of some incredible lost treasure. But this story? This one has a twist. A secret that's been hiding in plain sight the whole time.
And that really brings us to the core question of this whole thing. What if the goal, the very thing our heroes are risking it all for, is something way more valuable than gold or jewels? Let's just keep that question in the back of our minds as we dive in.
All right, let's meet our heroes. On one side, we have Lila, a girl who is just brimming with curiosity. And on the other, her brilliant little companion, a mouse named Farfor. Now, these two aren't your typical mighty warriors. No, their strength comes from their friendship and their unique skills, which, as you'll see, is exactly what this quest is going to need.
So, every big journey has to start somewhere, right? In this case, it all begins with a simple discovery. A totally normal day, just exploring a dusty old attic, is about to turn into the adventure of a lifetime.
It all kicks off with this old carved wooden box. You know how it is. Curiosity gets the best of Lila, and when she opens it up, she finds a lot more than just some old junk. It's a map, and it's a promise, pointing the way to the lost treasure of the heart of the forest. And just like that, the call to adventure has been answered.
But here's the thing. This wasn't just some ordinary map with an X on it. It came with a riddle, almost like a set of instructions. It says, courage is the key, kindness is the guide. And then there's the last part, which is so important, and the treasure is not gold, but a truth. What in the world could that mean?
With that riddle rattling around in their minds and the map clutched in hand, our heroes are off. They leave the comfort and safety of their little village and step right into the great unknown, a place of magic, of mystery, and yeah, of some serious challenges, the Enchanted Forest.
So, at the very start of their journey, you can just feel their excitement. They're standing right on the edge of the world they know, about to step into a completely new one. There's no fear here, not yet. Just pure determination and this amazing shared sense of purpose. They feel like they're ready for anything.
Of course, that initial burst of hope gets a reality check pretty quick. The path ahead is dark, it's winding, and it seems designed to make you want to turn back. This is where that first part of the riddle, courage, is really going to be put to the test.
And as they travel deeper, they start meeting the locals, all the creatures of the forest. But instead of seeing them as obstacles to get past, Lila and Farfor remember that second part of the riddle. Kindness is the guide. They actually help the creatures they meet. And in return, they get the guidance they need. It just goes to show you, compassion was a much better tool than brute force could ever be.
So, by following the path that kindness lit up for them, they finally make it. They reach the spot on the map. But the treasure isn't just sitting there out in the open. Oh no, it's protected. It's waiting for them behind one last, pretty intimidating challenge.
They step into this huge, dark cave, and it's a total maze, the kind of place you could get hopelessly lost in forever. But this is where Farfor's cleverness really comes into play. While Lila's got the courage to keep pushing forward into the darkness, it's Farfor's quick thinking that makes sure they don't take a wrong turn.
And then, finally, they reach the very heart of the cave. And there it is. Not a giant room piled high with gold, but a single, small golden box. And watching over it, totally silent and just massive, is a giant stone guardian. This is it. This is the final test.
So, having proven their courage and their kindness, the Guardian lets them pass. The moment of truth has finally arrived, and the treasure they're about to find? Well, it's going to completely change what that word even means to them. Just try to imagine that moment. Your heart is pounding, the anticipation is just through the roof. After everything they've gone through, Lila finally opens the box. She's picturing the shine of gold, the sparkle of gems, but instead, there's just confusion. Maybe even a little bit of disappointment.
And here is the ultimate twist, the expectation versus the reality. They thought they'd find gold, but they found an old book. They were hoping for jewels, but they got a handful of glowing seeds. They were looking for riches, but what they received was something else entirely, wisdom and life itself. And in that moment, it all clicks. The riddle is solved. The treasure wasn't gold. It was a truth. And the truth was the knowledge of how to care for and protect the very forest they had just traveled through, and the power, in the form of these seeds, to help it grow and thrive.
So their journey home was completely different. They left with a map, searching for riches, but they came back with a purpose. They were carrying a kind of wealth that you could never spend, but that you could share forever. You see, this is where the story completely redefines what treasure is. It's not something you own, it's something you become. It's the knowledge you gain, the experiences you have, and the ability to actually make a positive difference in the world around you. Their adventure really taught them everything that Riddle promised it would. It showed them the real power of courage and the incredible strength you can find in kindness. It proved the unbreakable value of their friendship, their duty to respect nature, and of course, the ultimate lesson, that wisdom is the greatest wealth of all. So they returned home as heroes, not because they were rich, but because they were wise. They brought back a gift for everyone in their village, the knowledge to live in a better, more harmonious way with the world. Which brings us right back to that first question, but this time, it's for you. Their adventure might be over, but yours is happening right now, every single day. So it's worth asking yourself, what's the truth that you're seeking? What's the real treasure that's guiding your journey?